Situation. The situation is located at an Italian restaurant where there is a new opportunity for a management position. We want to promote an employee within the restaurant because they will know most of the restaurant's duties and issues since they have experience of working here.
Good.
Hi, how are you? I brought you some Dunkin' Donuts and coffee today.
Awesome. I need breakfast, so perfect. Thank you.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'd like to talk to you today about a management position that's opening up in our restaurant. I think you'd be an excellent candidate, but I'd like to ask you some questions to make sure that we would be on the same page with everything. If you were to see an employee stealing money from the cash register, what would your initial reaction be?
I would go up to the employee and confront them and ask to speak to them privately when I saw it happening and ask them why they would be stealing from the registry and ask them like if there's a certain reason behind it before instead of like attacking them and accuse them right away for stealing.
I like that you would talk to them privately, and stealing is definitely a huge concern, but I'm happy with your approach. What about if a customer eats their entire meal and then complains that they didn't like it and then they want their refund?
Well, it's obvious if they ate the entire meal that they just want a free dish. So I'd kindly explain to the customer that it's highly unlikely you would finish your plate if you didn't like it. In a kind manner, I would do that.
I like how you'd handle the situations for this scenario when you're dealing with a customer who wants a free meal. But you should definitely inform them that if they had brought the meal to us before they had finished it and told us that they didn't like it, that we could have resolved the issue and redone their meal or possibly gotten them something else.
Okay, thank you for explaining the right way to handle the situation.
If you were to be a manager, how many people do you feel you'd be comfortable with, like in a staff? Do you think you could manage a full staff?
I would like to start off with a few staff members first, maybe managing one night a week until I get the hang of it. I understand that a hard and dedicated worker is something that you're looking for in an employee, but I feel that I should ease into managing a full staff.
I understand that you would like to manage one day a week in order to get used to the role as a manager. However, we are looking for a full-time manager, and I think it would be better to start off by doing 3 nights to get accustomed to it. But on those 3 nights, we can have our current manager help guide you through the daily activities, and they'll be there to assist you with the full staff because we can't afford to not have a full staff.
All right, thank you. I think having the current manager assist me when I start will be beneficial. Also, I don't mind starting off 3 nights a week.
Awesome, because I've noticed the past couple of weeks that you're consistently here early, you're helping everyone with all the tasks, making sure that everything's getting done in time. And the fact that you speak 2 languages is really important, and it helps us out a lot, especially because we're an Italian restaurant.
Thank you for recognizing all my hard work. This job is really important to me.
As a manager, it's important that you and your employees have a positive working relationship. But since you're an employee and we're looking to promote from the inside up, I think it's nice that you already have an established relationship with all of them. But now you as a manager need to build a relationship with the owners, myself, and get on the same page as far as our work priorities.
What would you want me to do differently than from the previous employee?
Our previous manager struggled keeping the workforce on task. They got complacent towards the end of their shifts, and they often would be on their phones and just not finish their daily activities, and they just look to go home towards the end of the day. So making sure to stay on them and communicate to them that it's important that they work the entire time that they're here at work.
I will make sure that the staff is focused while at work. And I agree that my communication with the employees should keep them on top of their work. I understand the responsibilities of a manager, and I will ensure that my family will not be an issue.
That's great to hear, and if that's the case, then tomorrow I would like for you to start managing with Dan.
Okay, that sounds awesome. Thank you.
Awesome, great.
Thank you.
To talk to you today about a management position that is opening within our restaurant. I think you'd be an excellent candidate. I'd like to ask you a few questions. If you've seen employees stealing cash from a register, what would you do?
I would confront them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me turn my phone off.
That's okay.
What would you say?
Can you repeat the question one more time? I'm sorry.
If you saw another employee stealing from the register, what would you do?
I would confront them myself privately when I saw it happening and ask them if there were any reasons to why they would be stealing from the register. Then I would give them a verbal warning.
I think that's great, but what if someone eats their entire meal and then complains about it, that it was bad?
Well, then it's obvious they wanted a free meal out of it if they ate the entire meal. So I would kindly explain to the customer that it is highly unlikely you would finish your plate if you didn't like it.
That's good, except instead of saying it's unlikely you would finish your plate, I think you should have said, if you didn't like it, you should have just ordered something else, and at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
So how many people would you feel comfortable managing within our staff?
Well, I would like to start off with a few staff members, maybe managing one night a week until I get the hang of it. I understand that a hard and dedicated worker is something that you look for in an employee, but I feel that I should ease into managing a full staff.
I understand, but that's not ideal. I'd like to start you off with 3 nights instead of 1, and maybe we could get the current manager to help for the first couple of nights.
I guess we can make that work.
I think you're a good employee. I mean, you show up on time, you help others, you speak 2 languages.
Thank you for recognizing that I've been trying really hard to do better. This job is extremely important to me.
As manager, it is important to build relationships with your employees. As an owner, it is important for us to be in agreement about our work priorities.
What would you like me to do differently than the previous manager?
Oh, the old manager was horrible. They allowed the employees to slack off towards the end of their shifts and didn't reprimand them about using their phones while at work. So I guess you could enforce not using their phones and finishing their shifts strong.
I'll try to keep the staff focused while at work. I believe that communication is very important. I understand that the responsibilities of a manager, and I will ensure that my family life will not be an issue.
That's great. We will consider you and keep you in mind.
Great, thank you.
In this scenario, the bad management qualities is the phone interrupts and distracts the conversation. The manager talks inappropriate about previous manager. The manager uses slang. The employee accepts the owner's opinion even when they don't agree. The owner does not pick up on verbal cues, and the manager doesn't give explanations to her answers.